through work Monday, takes everything you got. Then Monday night rolls around and you realize there's a shot. You're only 10 points away. All those times when your team had no fight, they're just so gosh darn frail. Then your star quarterback let another deep ball sail, and your third round pick bet on his team. Then go check out our streets where everybody knows your pain, and they listen to complaints. You wanna be where you can see our bodies bring you no shame. You wanna go where everybody knows your pain.
Oh, and welcome to this year's first live Dad Bod Fantasy Squad draft. I am here joined by Rob Tarika, repping the Rob, what's your team name? Rob Tarika team name. We're joined by Mudcat Cody, representing the best bench warmer. We're joined by House representing House 22. And we're also joined by Norton, who is picking for one of our close friends, Jack Mehoff. What's up, boys?
It was a rough intro for you, buddy. That was rough.
It was a little rough because it was new.
So can I give
like
I'm gonna sidetrack us a bit because I gotta make a kudos to somebody and then also a confusing thing on my part. So Norton, I feel like I usually see you in a hat, and when I saw you the little screen pop up, I thought, man, Brian's joining us. He had a baby like 45 minutes ago. I literally thought it was Brian. So Brian's got a fresh baby. That was the little bit of an announcement.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Congrats to
Congrats to him.
Congrats, Brian. Yeah.
Yeah. As you can see with my head, I've been trying to become a hat guy. I told my wife, I'm like, I gotta become a hat guy now that I'm losing this hair. So that's where we're at.
You got your inner Brian Burge coming out tonight.
So the 101 goes with no surprise. Bijan goes at the 101. He was saying he might go quarterback. I was talking to Cody about that before the draft, and he was trying to make a trade up to the 102. So I'm glad we figured that out beforehand.
We did. I had an offer set up to send over for 102, thinking Bijan, like Robbie said, wasn't going 101. And thankfully we got a little confirmation because I would have been sad if I ended up with not Bijan there.
Yeah, we were talking about that. It was close, man. We were 10 minutes before draft trying to
I had it teed up ready to send it.
Yeah, it's definitely a QB needy team. That's why we thought. And I was talking to him yesterday. He said he might go. He was probably going to go quarterback. So that's why we were thinking he was going to go QB, and then we could snag Bijan at the 1-2, but didn't happen. He goes Bijan, which is the right pick.
Well, it looks like if anybody's itching to get one of those QBs, picks available.
There was a message sent out. There are deals working in the background right now.
Best part of draft day.
It is.
Wait. Merrick's trading down?
Yep.
He just sent a message out saying that he's open to a trade.
He wants a first rounder and a running back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So this is the pick. Well, like we were saying, this is a pick I was looking at trading into. So I had 104 and James Conner teed up as the offer, but
Interesting.
Is he not accepting that?
Well, that was a few minutes ago, we didn't think Bijan was going 101. So I thought he was going to be there at 102. So I was working on trading for 102, thinking it was going to be Bijan. So I didn't end up sending it, obviously, with what transpired.
Yeah. Let's see where Merrick goes. So this is a new addition to the league. One of our buddies hopped out and he came in, so we'll see where he goes. He took over an orphan, so he's kind of redoing it. So be an interesting
over
pick.
Brian's team. So
yeah.
he's probably, Brian's a constant rebuilder. I mean,
He just
If
rebuilt.
there's a guy to own 20 picks, that's Brian.
yeah, Merrick's came in with all these picks. He's like, what the hell is all this?
Our other league, he has what, the entire first round for next year?
Six
Six
picks
of them.
already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It is interesting too, Rob, to do this as a fast draft instead of slow. There might not be quite as many deals in the slow draft. You really had that time to work with. It's also pretty funny. You go like one night I was driving, I was getting blown up. Brian calls me twice. Like I was driving and I knew Paul was asleep, so it was stopping on the next pick anyways. Like, pick your pick, dude. And it's like, man, what's the point of putting 8 hours if I'm getting called within 10 minutes?
He's leaving out half of it. He overslept the first 2 hours of the draft the next morning as well.
1 hour. 1 hour.
I did like the 8 hours. It let us kind of a lot more trades happened, which was fun. There was a lot of action. A lot of action.
Yeah, sometimes you say, hey, guys, I'm at a softball field. Let's not start until 5, and then it gets started at 4:15.
All right. Let's address this live because I feel like this is fine to say live. We got a guy that just spent a ton of capital. I'm not even going to say it because our league values are a little bit skewed right now, so everything is kind of messed up. And he's going he traded up ton of capital for that first round pick. So number one, that tells me he ain't trading out of it. There ain't much of a cost that could get him to trade out of this. The second thing is we know who it was. It was Bijan. It was never been anybody else. I was like, let's start this now. And then maybe, seventh inning stretch, you could, select Bijan.
You figured he probably had it teed up to where it would just auto pick it.
Dude, I thought it would have been already actually on the board before I hit the start button.
Right.
See, the problem was I was keeping score on my iPad for the team that was playing. So I'm like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, all you did was make yourselves wait a little bit longer. And then Brian comes in with like, hey, great draft so far. At least I forget who it was. Somebody had my back and was like, house literally said 5:00.
It was Thomas. I was the one that started it, but I kept blaming Brian on it. And then actually blamed Cody following that.
Lame.
I thought we were starting the following day.
Another early punch up by us.
Yeah.
We were supposed to be starting August 18th is what our initial plan.
I was ready for the next day, and I look at the sleeper app, and it's saying it's live. I was like,
the NFL draft wasn't even over yet.
Just so you guys know, there might be 2 people in this group talking trades right now. Wonder who it is.
Sneaky, huh?
Uh-huh.
Wait, well, I know it's not me, so that narrows it, and I know it's not Norton probably.
Definitely not me. I got no picks to trade.
It really narrows it down to 3 of you guys, and I'm looking at the top 2 over here because I felt like a house was talking with me, and you 2 were both looking down.
So that does put me on the clock.
So we go Anthony Richardson and then Bryce Young at the 1-3.
I feel like it's fairly chalk so far.
Yeah,
fairly chalk. Mildly disappointing for me. Definitely a possible outcome, but Stroud's my third QB out of those 3.
Robbie is licking his chops out of this, right?
Why is that?
Me?
He loves Stroud.
I love Stroud.
Okay.
I do. I have him above. If we're talking fantasy wise, I think it goes Richardson, Stroud, Bryce Young for me. Man, Mudcat is just loading up the QB position.
I bought some first rounders. I did. So Gibbs is an interesting one I want to talk about. I think this is maybe a bad idea, but I did it. His draft position, just the draft capital spent on him, 100% moved him up my big board personally. Do other people feel that way?
I think it's happened to a lot of people. A lot of people have switched that. And I think you look at that in the combo, like he was probably maybe this is like recency, but like he was 6. Then you see JSN go from like 12 to 20, and you see Gibbs go from late first, early second to 12. It of course just moved those 2 on a lot of people's draft boards.
Yep.
Right. The history, and like I don't know if you guys saw some of the stuff put out, like the history of the impact of like top 15 pick running backs is just like it's too hard to ignore. And plus, like his profile is so much like Kamara McCaffrey from like his prospect profile. Those combination. Now you got him in a situation. Swift got dealt too, so obviously that opens up more opportunity. And you got a veteran like statue QB that's going to dump down a lot. It's just too much. And I was one like saying to you guys last time where I was like, I still can't move him up yet, but there was just too much that went in his favor. I feel like.
Yeah, 100%.
I do have some concerns. I mean, he's smaller than all of the guys that have gone up that high.
It's the biggest concern, honestly.
Martin, you had a weight last offseason that you really liked to see with running backs. Was it like 210, 207?
I think it was just cracking 200, if I'm not mistaken. But I think 210 is the ideal. But like you look at 190s and you really can't. And maybe this is from last year, so now I can't remember. But like Jamal Charles was like the last good 190, 196. Yeah.
Yeah, it has really not been a good track record. Whatever that weight was, maybe it's I'm thinking 20 something, maybe it's 204, but the success rate has been incredibly low below that weight class.
Yep. I got a question for you guys too. If you had the 101 in Bijan, what would it take for you to move off that?
House, do you want to answer that question?
Sometimes it takes 3 firsts and Jamison Williams to get him. And then JMO did me a solid and got suspended like 2 days later, which was probably made Brian go into a tailspin. Yeah, I mean, when I had him in our other league, obviously I went up to get him, and I wasn't gonna move off it at that point. I needed running backs. I think that's the key, right? Is what your current roster looks like, and can you afford to not take him there, right? So this league, for example, I have Saquon, Aaron Jones, and Najee. I'd consider moving off there if I could upgrade another position in quarterback, something like that. I wouldn't want to move too far and get myself out of that range, but it would take a lot for sure.
Yeah,
and that's the other part is too, like, people will look at your team, and this was coming up in our other league because I had quite a bit of first rounds at the time, and it kept. I have Hurts and Burrow in that league, and the conversation was, well, I know you're not going to take a QB. No, I will. I will take whatever is best value at certain point. And I think that's something to remember, though. Like, don't pick positional. You could trade. We're at May 2nd. You have 4 months to get some trades in. Like, if you can't trade the guy you drafted, it's probably fine to just run him out there and trade whoever you had in front of him or whatever.
I just took my 5th quarterback with 104. Exactly what you're saying.
You have to.
In no way do I
go the value.
Yeah.
Like if you would have dropped on Stroud there, Cody,
and
we would have saw
Gibbs and JSN.
Gibbs, JSN, which are great players. That's fine. But then you're giving a real big discount to old Frankie boy here.
If you're going to do that, trade the pick
Stroud.
away.
You have to.
Yeah.
You're just giving the next person a blessing there. Like, think about if you're 6 and Stroud just falls in your lap. Like, well, shit. Cool for me.
Norton, on your question, if I'm a running back needy team, let's say I was sitting there at 101. I like looking at it this way. If I was sitting there at 101 and I need a running back and somebody held 4 or 5 where I knew I could probably get Gibbs, it's still going to take a first rounder for me.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
So
I feel the same way.
104 you would do it for?
104 and a 24 first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, Go ahead, Norton.
I was gonna say it might even take more for me, but that's also like, again, I wasn't as high on Gibbs. I mean, like I said, I moved him up because of all those things we were talking about, but I also like had Bijan 1 and loved the landing spot for him. Like, I mean, I didn't want him to go to Philly just because, Hurts. He'd probably be more efficient there, but then you're losing volume. You're losing touchdown equity because Hurts will steal it. You're losing possible passing or targets because Hurts will take off running instead of check down. Going to the Falcons, so you're going to lose a little bit of efficiency because the offense won't be as good, but you're going to get a lot more volume. I feel like.
And they just had a 1,000-yard rusher who I don't think any of us think Algiers all that talented. So
Right.
Will Levis needs to be drafted 11th, Felix says.
what if he goes 108? I'm thinking a 6th quarterback.
Will Levis drafted 11. That's me.
That's you. Yeah, he said
You looking at my team?
A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. Here's another interesting one for you guys. I'm doing a slow draft in another one of my dynasty leagues right now, and so I'm a contender. Like I finished second last year, but I also had Tom Brady, right? So and it's super flex, so I'm not looking great at that second QB spot, that super flex spot. I do have Josh Allen though. Now a guy drafted Bryce Young, and then he asked me how much I like Bryce Young and how much on top of Bryce Young it would take to get Josh Allen. And I'm just like, yeah, that's what I was like, because he offered me a 24 first and he has 5 24 firsts. So he's
I'd be asking for multiple then.
That's
Bryson
what I said.
24 is not enough.
That's what I said. I said it would have to take 2 24 firsts and Bryce Young just to get me thinking.
And if I'm him, I'd probably buy that though.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that, it's like, I mean, he has 5 of them.
And for you, Norton, the spot you're in where you still have a competing team outside of Tom Brady, you can buy some players like a Kirk Cousins or a Derek Carr who can be a perfectly good QB2 on a championship team for, I mean, a first rounder, a future first probably buys those guys.
Yeah, that's what I was more thinking about doing, honestly.
Carr.
Yeah. Because I really don't want to lose Allen, honestly.
I hate this pick. I don't want to trade out of it.
My pick originally, give it back.
I hate it. I have to decide. Full disclosure,
I'll make you a deal.
I'm going with two of these guys.
Do you want a deal? I'll make you a deal.
What are we talking
I'll
about?
give you a nothing burger with it so you don't have to make the decision.
I want to know what the nothing burger is.
I mean a nothing burger, but you don't have to make the decision. Paris Campbell.
What about it? Do you got a second here?
No, I got a 4th.
A 4th? That's your only next pick? Is that it?
Yes. But you don't want to make the decision. I'm happy to make it.
I don't want Paris Campbell.
Well, I'm not. I told you I'm giving you nothing. The value I'm giving you is peace of mind.
Maybe there's
not having to make a decision.
Yep.
Maybe there's another piece of mind.
Don't be scared, Mario.
Maybe there's another piece of mind.
What about Rashad Bateman?
I don't think I like my player enough to really do much, is the truth. Like, this is a spot in the draft.
That's fine, because I think I would end up with Zay and Bateman, which would make me disgusted anyways.
True. And you would end up with Zay and Bateman. You are correct.
I think I'm going to give you Addison here then.
Okay.
Ugh.
Man, you really hadn't made your decision. I mean, you pretty much knew this was what you were staring at.
Yeah, but I was just hoping something else changed.
I feel like it's such a huge drop.
It is.
It's like those look at those 3. Like, really, they were all drafted right next to each other. They're all in like kind of murky situation. Jordan Addison's always going to deal with Justin Jefferson. Quentin Johnson should carve out a role. One of those guys would be gone. Does Mike Williams got 2 years left?
I think there's
maybe.
a pretty
Keenan's
slam dunk
32, 31 maybe on Keenan.
Yeah, I mean, when you're debating here, the obvious choice is to go with the former pick guy, Jordan Addison.
Who?
Yeah.
The former pick guy?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm surprised that's what you did.
I'm
I had
QJ
to.
all the way there.
What?
I don't think it's a question.
Who are you?
Quentin Johnson. I don't think it's a question. Like, Keenan Allen's about to be gone. He's 35 or whatever.
30.
And then you have
hurt Mike Williams.
Zay Flowers is, I mean, he throws to the tight end more than he does the receivers. And Jordan Anderson's got Jefferson there. Like, in 2 years, Quentin Johnson could be the number 1 there with Herbert.
It could be. Quentin Johnson would have been my pick too. The second one's pretty easy for me, but I don't think most people will agree. I think it's Zay Flowers. I think that offense is going to throw more. I think OBJ is not there for the long haul. And especially being a Bateman owner, I don't really have Bateman love anymore, but I feel pretty confident that with Bateman and Zay Flowers, I'm ending up with wide receiver 1 in Baltimore, whatever that means. It may not mean much, but I think I'm ending up with wide receiver 1 in Baltimore. I just think Justin Jefferson's a problem for Addison for me. I know Thielen got away with it, but Thielen got away with it via touchdowns. I'm not sure Addison's going to be that.
What's crazy is I take Zay Flowers. I'll let you go here real quick, Norton.
Yep.
I would take Zay Flowers over both of those other two if it was better than Baltimore. Baltimore,
it's a tough spot.
100%.
It's a tough spot. Quentin was my pick though, so I wish you would have let me buy it for Paris Campbell.
Well, you should have gave more. Could have been yours.
Also, real tough break for Keenan Allen taking a 35-year-old shot when he's only 31.
Yeah, I'm 31, and that hit to my core.
Me too. Oh no.
I got 10 years on that guy.
He's got the knees of a 35-year-old.
Wait, I always what I do with Paul, my brother, is we typically the year starts right before the year starts. Though we do a quick overview of the oldest players in the NFL because there needs to be a celebration for when Paul becomes, which would also be you, House, the oldest player in the NFL. And I think this might be the year.
It might be.
No more Tom Brady.
No Tom.
No. How old are you, House?
He's 41.
I'll be 42 in June.
There's no who was the guy for the Rams, the lineman? He was up there in age.
Whitlock.
Whitlock was up there in age, and then there was is it Janikowski was pretty old too?
Yeah.
So it might be the year, House.
So we got
Could
Norton
be.
up.
Ooh-wee.
In your 20s, it always freaking sucks to watch people. Oh yeah, Norton, you're up. My bad.
House,
you
we
get
didn't
the
text
link?
much more there. Do you still have an interest?
I still didn't get the text, by the way.
What the hell? I sent it
It was-
twice. The link? You didn't get the link twice?
Yeah, I didn't get the link. Maybe try it on Discord or something.
I'm just sending it to you directly, and then I'll do Discord as well.
Okay. You know, it was funny because when you guys were talking about so I put out my rankings yesterday, I think it was, and I actually had Addison the top of the tier of those three. I mean, I don't think I have a super strong lean either way. I have them all three in the same tier, and which is exactly how they went in the same tier. Like I think there's arguments you make for or against, like with Quentin, like the downfall is that he is third right now among those guys, and so like immediate impact could be lesser. Whereas like I know like we're saying with Jordan Addison's got to deal with Jefferson. The thing that was nice is that actually Adam Thielen, yeah, he lived on touchdown efficiency, but he was also running an insane amount of routes.
Yeah.
It's just I think his overall production as a player has been slipping for years, whereas he's become more effective. Like I was looking at a stat, I think he ran the second most routes in the league at 674. So Addison stepping into that as a more explosive player makes me encouraged. But
Okay, my bad.
But
No,
yeah,
alright.
so I mean, I like all three. Honestly, 7 and 10 are my least favorite picks in draft. Like,
Yep.
I hate
Norton-
10 so much.
I am. This is the team you're drafting for. I don't know if you have access within the link.
I just got it through.
Okay, so on the link you could see who is available, right?
Let me see here. Yeah, it has Levis,
Okay.
Kincaid, Charbonnet.
You probably can't see his team, is my guess. So if you want me to scroll down and show you a little bit, he has Josh Allen, Miles Sanders, Austin Eckler, Michael Pittman, Mike Evans, Dallas Goedert, Russell Wilson, Kenny Pickett, Kenyon Drake, Cam Akers, Tyler Boyd, Deontay Johnson, Gabe Davis, Jahan Dotson, Austin Hooper. God, how many players does he have? Mike Gesicki, Justin Tucker, Graham Gano. I feel like he has more players
Two
than all of
kickers?
us.
Go back. Who are the quarterbacks?
He has Josh Allen
And Russ.
and Russ.
Who's on his
and
taxi?
Kenny Pickett. On his taxi is probably all droppable. Oh, Nico. Wait a second. How's Nico on his taxi?
Just hasn't been cleared.
Was
Oh wait,
Nico
no,
a
he's gonna be
rookie
a third
last
year. No, he's gonna be a third year.
Yeah. Do we have it set up
Shenanigans
where
here.
you do 1 and 2?
Who's running this thing?
We'll have to look into that. It's rookies only.
I kind of
And-
want this pick, Norton, but I don't think I've got something right for it.
Okay.
So I was
okay.
gonna offer up a quarterback, but he just doesn't need a quarterback.
Yeah, true. Interesting. I feel like with this pick, I mean, I feel like just looking at his wide receivers is kind of stronger than his running backs. Running backs, he has top end is fine. It looks like, but he doesn't have much depth. I kind of just feel like I maybe should take because to be honest, I don't know about you guys. After 9, I feel like 10. Like honestly, when in my rankings, I put like 10 through 23 as the same like tier for me. I just really don't even like. This is the spot for me this year where if I have this pick, normally I'm trying to deal for a solid veteran starting player for me. Like that's how I don't feel great about any of them. I don't mind taking shots on any of them, but I just don't feel great about any of them. You know what?
That is the problem too. Is like I don't necessarily know how would be able to offer any trades with his team currently.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm kind of debating between 3 running backs here. For him.
Interesting. So talk us through that.
So I kind of have, maybe 4 running backs. I have 4 of them kind of like right around similar. One of them's kind of down the board, which I'm kind of a little surprised, but it's on
Miller,
there.
huh?
Yeah. So Kendra Miller, Devin Achane, and Charbonnet. Charbonnet is my least favorite landing spot.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I mean, for me, landing spot's huge for running backs. Opportunity is just so huge, especially like none of them have like great draft capital. I mean, Charbonnet has the best, but he's also behind Walker, who's the best out of.
Yeah, it's a weird pick for them.
Yeah. Kendra Miller has the next best draft capital among the 3. He's a 3rd rounder. Landed in a decent spot. He moved up. He was one of the biggest risers for me, I think.
Yeah. Me too.
Landed in New Orleans, especially with the uncertainty with Kamara. We don't know what's going to happen. I think honestly, I'm leaning that way, and I'll go with Kendra Miller for him.
God damn it!
I know Mario likes
same thought process as you.
Yeah.
All right, Rob, we could set a player. I'm going to do it, okay?
Okay.
I think I did it. There we go.
Yep.
Commish forced pick.
So you did that, Mario?
Yeah.
So Norton doesn't even need the app.
Well, he needs to know who's available outside of the top 5 guys.
Got it right here.
It's a little bit easier for him to just play around with it while it goes.
Okay.
I think like Laporta's never going to show up on that list.
It's true.
Do you guys see smoke come out of House's ears?
That's why I got these on right now.
Yeah.
Was that your pick house?
We're at the 1 yard line.
No,
Wait.
we're talking
okay.
trade over here, me and Cody.
Yeah, we're at the 1 yard line. We're it's real tight. I just gave him a counter that I think is really close to what he proposed. I think it's close. I hope he thinks so. We'll see.
Yeah, the question is, do I like any of these players more than I like getting the player that we're discussing,
Mm-hmm.
which really fills a need temporarily?
Not that temporary. I shouldn't. I'm not meant to say, but it's not that temporary.
Right.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah, what the heck? Let's do it.
All right.
Whoa! What do we
Banger.
Four first rounders.
What?
This is my 4th first rounder.
Jesus.
You sending it or am I?
Yeah, I can send it here.
All right.
Cody's like, yeah, I'm done for the draft.
And actually, I bought myself another pick in this draft. I'm going to end up with.
I'm just trying to keep Cody engaged. That's what I'm here
Yeah.
for.
What a team player. I'm
House,
so
give
salty
that
about
a
Kendra
give that
Miller.
a double check and make sure we're on the same page. But I'm 99% sure that's it.
Rob, he lasted to 2-7 in ours.
Who's
And then
that?
I paid up, and then I paid big for him. Kendra Miller.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was trying to trade up for him.
Everybody
Cody-
was.
Nobody was biting.
Cody made me pay.
Well, everybody was trying to pay up, and everyone's like, "I'll give you a future third rounder with this." I'm like, I don't want your future third rounder. Like,
I like the. I don't. I mean, I know it was an overpay, but I also feel like it's like a guy that I wanted to overpay for. Like I wanted to put some trust in
Right.
him. I gave 2 seconds for him. Well, I swapped back 213 from 27, so I got Kendre, and then I gave him 24 second. So it was expensive.
it was.
But he did last to 2-7.
You guys make the
That's
trade?
surprising.
Yeah, I just accepted it.
I thought it was shocking as hell, dude.
Like after the draft, like after the NFL draft, it was still lasted to 2-7.
We were
Yeah.
when we started, and when that pick was up, that was at 9 or 10 p.m. of Saturday night. When we started, they were
He was
already in round 5, round 6. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting for sure.
I think by the time House picked, which was 5, like he said, I think we were already done with the draft or close to done with the draft. Does anybody remember when the draft ended? I don't think it was 7 that it ended.
All right, Cody, you're up.
Okay.
Mm.
Man, I have a feeling this is going to bite me in the ass too. I could live without.
You can live without.
Yeah.
It's one of those deals where I actually think House got a pretty good price on Carr, honestly.
What happened here?
111 and
Missed this.
211.
111 to 11 for Carr.
I think
Which-
it's a fair enough price for definitely a starting QB in a super flex. I'm just trying to rebuild, honestly. I'm in rebuild mode, and so
I didn't know you
I'm
were in
selling
a
out.
full rebuild here.
I wouldn't necessarily say a full. I think I've kept most of my core together other than, Dalvin, but I just need some young guys. I had Dalvin, I have Debo, which isn't old, but it's just not seeming to age that gracefully at the moment. I have Keenan Allen, and so I'm just trying to do a little retune.
35-year-old Keenan Allen.
Right.
So Mario had my
35-year-old Keenan.
pick. Mario had my pick and went with the dude from Seattle, Charb.
I didn't have your
Charbonnet.
pick. That was Hager.
Charbonnet. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't have it. though.
Charbonnet.
D. Hager did.
That was Hager? I thought it was you.
No.
So Mario,
You're right.
you mentioned there that you were okay with my pick. You're a tight end lover. Do you not feel Kincaid? I know in the short
No,
term,
no,
it's
no,
also
no,
not
no.
bad.
I think I'm more or less I'm okay with that because I expected him to go before me. Kendre, I
Okay.
didn't necessarily expect, but I'm also delusional because he fell to 2-7. He was my 2-2 here. I knew he wouldn't get past 2-2.
Right.
Kincaid makes me a little happier because I have never been targeting him. I knew he wasn't necessarily going to last here.
Yeah, so it keeps your guys on the board. I got
Yeah, I got to be honest, though. Buffalo always scares me with whoever they draft. I don't
I
ever
know.
feel – it's kind of the Kansas City curse. Like, both teams,
Yeah.
they draft guys, and you're like, oh, man, I'm so pumped. And then it turns out as nothing. The guys that come in and impact that team are the guys that they trade for.
Right.
Yeah. I agree.
I want more picks. Who wants to trade?
I'm trying to get picks. Dude.
Dalton Kincaid was a consideration that I was thinking of for him at 10. Like in the rankings I put out, I had him 10,
Mhm.
but like I was just when I was looking at his team, I was just like, I mean, it's all for me. It's all part of the same tier, so you can push up guys. I have no problem pushing up or down guys, and I was just like looking at his team. I was like, he's got Goddard, and I feel like he's got some aging. Like his top end running backs are aging, but they're good, and then there was no depth. So I was like, I'd take a shot at
Right.
running back.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, and I think that's smart too. In your situation right now, where you're like you're not able to make moves post this, you're really wanting to draft for like his best, what his needs are. It's different for all of us because we are like, yeah, I could draft best value and make moves after. You are kind of like, here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to get you who I think would fit in your team, and then you kind of the rest is up to them.
Right. I
Tajay
have a-
Spears.
Boy,
Oh.
I'm surprised he didn't go
he was
Levis.
He was a big slider in our draft this weekend. Big.
Yeah, I
slider.
traded up for him.
Trade up for
I'm
him in the
scared-
third, though,
scared
right?
shitless for
Mhm.
him.
I think
I am-
301, 302.
Yeah, he was a big slider.
I
Another
get the
smaller
knee.
guy.
I get the knee concerns. I do.
Oh, at that point, it's worth the
Um,
risk. When you're talking 301, I mean, it is worth the risk.
Yeah.
I like that pick there.
So do I.
Shane?
I
Perfect.
think I have
perfect
to.
fit.
He's
Yep.
Yeah, that's
perfect fit, not huge, but like I think that's the pick there.
It's the perfect Miami running back.
yeah. I like Chain actually. That was one of the ones I was considering as well.
I think like he might have more value in year 2, year 3 and stuff, but that's fine. I really like Kendra Miller, but he's also in the same situation. Like, do I expect him to do much this year? It would take some luck for him to do a lot this year.
Mhm.
Immediate impact sort of player. The running backs in this class, none of them have that immediate impact outside of Gibbs and Bijan, like that you could foresee. But again,
agree with
what
that.
happens is like by week 4, 3 of these guys are elevated as starters, not necessarily due to talent either.
Mhm.
Yeah, just right situation.
Yeah, exactly. I know Robbie's itching to get into this pick right coming up, I'm sure. He's got
do you
a
want?
love out there. He's got a
I know
love
what he
out
wants.
there. Oh yeah.
What do you
He
want,
likes to
Mario?
play purse bingo.
We all know what he loves. But he might not be there when you get there, Rob. I wonder if I could get more value by taking him instead of trading the pick.
100%.
Yeah, that way it's like a locked and loaded.
Mm-hmm. Like Rob even knows it.
I'll wait. I can wait. I got some players I like.
Guys, after my trade, I feel like you Browns fans watching the real draft, just sitting here waiting and waiting and waiting.
It was a long.
I think I'm
couple
going to
days.
start trading for all the picks in the future. 4 first rounders was fun as hell.
Just keep doing it. Just do the
Yeah.
Brian strat.
Just trying to be like Brian.
Yeah. The dude loaded up on 23 and ended up having, I don't know, 1 first rounder in 23. He initially had a ton of picks in 23, I thought. Am I crazy about that?
Who'd you
had
say?
to.
I'm sorry.
Brian, he had to have multiple 23 picks and then ended up swapping those out.
Yeah, because he had like 21 or 22 total picks, so there had to be some high 23s in there.
I like seriously wonder how many. Well, he's gonna have to move some of these 24s. He doesn't have to move the first, but he's gonna have to move some of them because he's got
6 of them.
that's firsts.
Yeah.
His seconds and his thirds. I mean, it adds up to I think 12 or something like that.
Yeah,
Jesus.
right.
So
We
he's got
were-
to drop like half his team or trade him.
Drop out the
Yeah, didn't we all decide that we weren't going to trade with him, so he had to drop players?
team.
That would be freaking great. That would be great.
Nothing like some good old collusion, right?
Yeah. It's not collusion. It's pretty much what the league did to Lamar, you know? We're not doing fully guaranteed contracts.
Mario and I talked about this, and even with all those 6 first rounders, if he doesn't get Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr., it'll be a failed draft him. Like he's so all in on those 2 guys that if it doesn't pan
Yeah.
out, it'll be the end of the world. It's because I said,
Robbie-
"Oh, Drake May'd be fine," and he said, "Who?" So he's all in on-
It will. I think he'll be happy if he gets one. Robbie, why is our clocks different? I see 4:12 on my screen.
I got 6:13.
Yeah, how?
I don't know.
Is it mine?
I got
What is that?
I got 6 minutes on mine.
6 minutes over here.
No,
It's like it's you,
why is-
Mario.
I guess so. Oh, mine initially drops right down to 7:51. Just did it with this one.
That's strange.
That is strange. All right, Robbie, am I going to get your guy here?
Probably.
He probably goes Levis here, right?
I don't know.
I
I
think
don't
you
know who
have
he's
to.
going. It's good value for a QB though. Who should be starting at some point this
Who's he
year.
got for QBs? Let's see here. It's Merrick, right?
It is Merrick, yeah.
He's got Herbert, Tua,
He's got-
Tannehill.
And he drafted Stroud.
Nah, that's me.
Oh, that's right.
Robbie's really
Well,
struggling
he
with these
took?
trades.
So he took Richardson at 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
so he don't need a QB.
Mm.
If he's not taking a QB, then Downs is my guess.
Hey, Rob, we also had Downs drop to 210 in our league, which I thought was another value pick.
Mm-hmm. Mario, I got a question for you.
What?
He doesn't go Levis here. Do you take him just to trade him?
I don't think I do.
Really?
Because I don't think he pulls the weight quite like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, after the draft slide, maybe he doesn't. You might be right.
Like you get him, and then you're really saying, okay, I'll wait till he plays a little bit to because I think you trade him now, you don't really get much for him.
Hey, I
Um,
said
Another quarterback?
I said on Jay Love for 2 years.
And Jay Love seems more athletic than Will Levis. Just gonna get that out there.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a bicep tat.
True.
Nothing wrong with a bicep tap, boys.
No, there's nothing wrong with it, but unless you're playing quarterback,
Then
then it's not allowed.
In my little rookie write-up, I had a pretty good one-liner in there on it. I said, I don't really like my quarterbacks with bicep tats. It feels like he's one beer from a tramp stamp.
Seems reasonable.
I'm getting some offers here now.
Ooh, see people wanting Levis. Doesn't surprise me.
I don't
What
know
do you
if I
want for 205, Mario?
Oh, there he is.
It was only a matter of time. Well, Robbie,
It's
I'll just
You don't like any of my players on the bench.
No, I don't want any of those. I don't think. I mean, I'm assuming they're the same ones that you were offering in the same draft, the other draft.
Oh, my team's too loaded. I can't really
What's-
trade.
A 212 and a future second feels like the right price.
I would do that.
I would. What about Jameson? And that's it.
No.
What? He's suspended.
You're talking to
his
defending
develop-
champ Rob over there. You got to watch
his-
yourself.
His development is delayed.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
He's risky business at this point.
I would do.
Yeah, I
212
got
and,
better than
future
212 in the
second.
future.
Ooh, do you?
Okay,
You got a
go
pretty
with
good
that.
offer then.
And the reason is because Robbie's future second, if it's anything like this year,
It's
is
going to be
late.
212.
Yeah, I
It's
got
going to be
Fair point.
212.
I got
I'm coming
30
back. I'm coming
I got
back for you,
301
Rob.
in a
You better
future
watch
second.
yourself.
shit.
It's the right pick.
Did you text him?
No.
Robbie's trading for it right now. He's like,
Hey, what
the
do you want
sucker will
from
give
me?
it just because the
He's like-
sucker will take
He's like, just go ahead and pick him, and I'll
212 and a future second for Mingo.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fucked. Shit. I honestly have some doubts about Mingo, by the way, but I was gonna take him there just
don't.
to dangle him. In
I
front
love
of
him,
Rob's.
Dan.
Yeah,
You know you're taking Downs, Mario. Quit playing games.
I'm not. I'm
What?
taking a guy that I have.
You
to
love
take here
Downs.
because he might sneak into immediate impacts.
I know who he's taking. And I'm going to be mad.
I don't know if you do. Maybe you do.
Oh, no, that was not who I
Oh,
thought.
dang.
It's a good pick.
dude.
I think he's in one of the best situations.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I was really hoping he'd follow the 212.
I was gonna take him at 210.
Okay.
Well, I
He was-
reached, boys.
He was the one. I mean, yeah. I
No,
mean, last time when we did it last week, I took him above some
Good
names already, and then I thought I loved the landing spot too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is like a pure. Like I understand I'm missing on some value here, but I do like to try to hit some concerns in my RB room, which is currently David Montgomery and Rashad Penny. So now I just landed 2 in the second that I like. They're no Kendra Miller, but it's whatever.
I actually prefer Roshan over Spears, but
So do I.
Oh,
Just because of the knee
easily.
concern, though.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think I'd rather have Bixby over Spears.
But the draft capital they spent on him is pretty
That's
I will say for a team that
Pretty
even
early.
mildly could consider a quarterback, Levis
fine.
really needs to go now, regardless how you feel about him. I mean, we are into the second half of the second
well.
round.
Here's
now.
Alex. What's Alex? Is Alex?
Easy over there, Mudcat.
Alex has Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford. He's
We'll say hello
semi-medium
to Will
QB.
Levis.
Yeah.
That's a little more than semi.
Hey, you left out Kyle
There it
Trask.
is. I left out.
That's a good pick there.
Yeah,
What
I
a
was-
call out house. Yeah, I've been offering him some trying to get. Yeah, I don't know if he's watching right now. He's probably gonna get pissed. I've been trying to get CH from him all week.
What do you want? 3 first rounders?
You nailed it.
I don't care if he's watching or not. He's outlandish.
I sent him nothing exciting, but I think the value is there. Damn.
Good pick. I love me some Tank.
I'm gonna end up with. Ooh.
So he was thinking about Downs, but then he noticed Reed there. Now he can't decide.
I don't think it's Reed that I'm looking at there.
It's looking at Rice.
It's not Rice.
Oh, Mims?
It's Marvin Mims.
Hmm.
Mims is his
What-
name.
Did you change your tune on Downs in the last 3 days?
Mims was
He
not
was a Hall of
available.
Famer as of Saturday.
Whoa. Mims was not available when I took Downs. Neither was Rice. Reed was the only one that was available at the time. Downs dropped, and I guess he's dropping the same way he did in ours. Looks
I
like
don't think
you
he's
have
good.
Downs, Cody.
You guys know how Mario gets, though. He gets excited about somebody, and then a day later.
Wait, guys, I'm not excited about Downs, but I really have liked Mims this whole process.
Take him.
I'd probably go Mims and Downs.
Then take Mims.
Well, he's been taken, Rob.
There you go.
What a jack off.
So you're not
I
concerned
can't
about
tell. I can't tell if he actually likes
the
that pick or if he
situation.
got peer pressured into it.
I like it. So if there are concerns about Downs, I know we keep bouncing to this, but it seems like there's a couple guys in this class that are like this. It's his freaking size. He's 171 and he's 5'8", 5'9".
You're not concerned that he's the third fiddle?
No, not at all. I mean, he's got a role in that offense. You think about him and Anthony Richardson growing together. Third fiddle is fine with me. Like if he plays the slot, he plays the slot. It doesn't.
You're
There's
talking
been
Mims,
slot guys
Robbie? Or
in
you
the-
talking down?
Mims.
Oh, Mims is going to be at max the number 2 guy there. I don't think Cortland and Timmy P are going to. I mean, Cortland's contract was
Judy.
3 year, and Timmy P's was this last year. They extended Judy. None of that concerns me, especially with all the
Nope.
smoke about how much those guys were going to get traded this year. I don't think that it doesn't seem that they're going to get traded anymore this year.
Well,
But
they
that
just picked
does-
up the 5th year on Judy.
Yeah, so Judy is probably staying. But Cortland and Tim Patrick, I mean, I think this is Tim Patrick's last year. Am I wrong about that? Maybe second to last?
I mean,
He's
he's also
also
like
30.
30. He
Yeah.
quietly got old on us.
Do
I
I,
might
need
be
to
being-
do I need to age check him too?
Well, I might be mildly dramatic, but like
He's 29
I feel
or
like we
30,
look at
29.
I feel like we look at him like he's a 25-year-old and he's just not.
So they have a potential out for Tim Patrick in 2024. They'll likely use it unless he just absolutely balls out. Then Cortland,
2 years left.
it should be like the same as well, but I don't know if they'll have the out.
Mm-hmm.
He signed a 4-year. They have a potential out in 2024 as well. I think they use both of these outs on these guys, especially using the capital that they did on Mims. Mims late second or early third?
was Mims the second?
I'll double check. I think he was a third.
I think he was a third because I think Reed and Rice and
He was round 2, pick 63.
those guys were seconds.
Round
I know-
2 on him. That's huge.
I know. Wasn't there
capital.
like 11 guys? There 11 receivers in the first
There's
round.
a ton of receivers. In the first 2 rounds, you're saying?
Yeah, something
So
like
there's
that.
4
that
in the
sounds
first, right?
Man, it sucks because I was hoping one of those running backs in terms of like, I thought Roshan had a chance to slip back to him there at 210.
No.
You were definitely. Well, obviously you did take him.
I was gonna.
You had
If,
2 picks within there, so
I don't know if Roshan would have made it to my 2-9. And prioritizing the RB over taking another wide receiver after I took the 2 in the first seemed like the right move.
yeah, I agree.
Man, they have Deuce Vaughn pretty high in the rankings on Sleeper.
How's who you
Didn't
going
know,
with?
didn't know they could stack
Or
him that
not
high.
House?
It's
Norton,
not
who you
me.
going with?
So yeah, I'm debating between a couple guys here. Debating between. Do you want me to tell you who I'm debating between?
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's
Yeah,
talk
go
it
ahead.
through.
So I think
This way, Cody
Laporta?
can try and talk you out of whoever he likes.
Mm-hmm.
Laporta.
Yeah, don't draft him.
Laporta is in consideration.
He sucks.
Here. Trash. Rashee Rice. That's honestly where I'm leaning. I'm leaning right now. It just like all those guys, like all those second round draft capital guys between like Mims, gosh, who else? Downs, right? Was he second?
Reed's a second.
Reed second.
Downs was a third. Mid
Downs was third. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like all those guys, I don't necessarily like love any of them one way or another personally. But Rice, I mean, I feel like his landing spot, his combination of draft capital, landing spot, size, like his just combination of everything, kind of is the most appealing to me. So I think I'm gonna go with Rice here for him.
Patrick Mahomes does help.
Yeah, that helps a little bit.
That was actually going to be my pick.
Only reason I'm holding on to
Okay.
Justin Ross.
Yeah.
Robbie, I want 2 guys here. What do you want for 212? Or do you got something you like?
I'm cool.
Okay.
Oh, get some, Cody.
I'm just trying to get all the picks.
I'm cool.
You want to know what I'm considering?
Not at all.
A quarterback.
A quarterback is Hooker. So you would have traded for
I just can't seem to quit it.
Kincaid and Hooker for Derek Carr. Does that feel good?
I just don't need a quarterback, but I like Hooker. I was actually hoping he was gone, so I didn't have to think about it.
Well, you have to think about it.
What do you
now.
guys think about Hooker?
I think he.
I'll say this: it's Reed or Hooker for me is where I'm at.
Ooh, doubling down on Reed, huh?
I would say Hyatt's in there too, at least as a mild consideration.
There's Hooker. Either it depends on what Goff does this year. I
know if
honestly
he
believe
plays like
that, 'cause,
last year, I just don't know how you move on. I just
they
don't
wouldn't.
know.
They've already
Yeah.
kind of started opening up some contract extension conversations with him
So then is Hooker
And-
just a really nice backup,
for exactly.
which could be extremely possible. I mean,
and it would be nice
It's
to
not
have.
like he was, and it's not like he was a first round pick. I mean, we're talking a third rounder here.
Yep. A smart dude too.
Mm-hmm. And experienced. You got a 25-year-old. Like he can make you a prototypical great backup.
Yeah. So that's my thoughts on him.
Yeah. And I really don't think I need a quarterback.
He went high in ours.
He did.
Alex.
204,
Alex.
203.
114.
Oh, it was 114.
Yeah.
Dang. Dang.
Dude, the RBs got destroyed in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
They did. I'm sitting here looking.
That's the other thing is like we had RBs left in ours, kind of.
Yeah, we did. I took Tank and
Anti-J
Spears at 302 and 303.
I love the Tank one. Hate the Spears one still. I get the value.
I think it's worth the
I get
risk.
it. Yeah.
Right there.
Doubling down on the Reed pick, Cody. Huh?
I am. I just think an organization like the Packers drafts so well when you spend the 50th overall pick for what they usually put into offensive weapons, they feel really good about it.
I get what you're coming from there.
He was. It was. I was gonna say he was in consideration for me as well. Like
Yeah.
for me, it was like Reed and Hyatt. I know you mentioned Hyatt already. Reed and Hyatt
Yeah.
were kind of the last two of
Your four.
receivers. Yeah, of that group.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to work a trade out. So
Wait.
What the
With
I
who?
just tried to.
What do you need here?
That's why he said he was good. He already had some in the works.
He's gone.
Cody's pissed. He's driving to your house right now. He's gonna lock you in the room like who was a basketball player that got locked in the room for the Clippers? DeAndre Jordan.
Oh, DeAndre Jordan, yeah.
Yeah.
Cody's coming there to lock you in the room until you accept, dude.
It's like The Departed. Now you just can't leave.
What's
Power
the offer,
move.
Robbie? What's the offer?
I know. I need to know this too, Rob.
Easy.
No,
Mike,
no,
I
no.
don't
there is
understand
no
why you
easy.
wouldn't want a competing offer.
I'm not
Gotta
trying to
go.
trade mine.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll give you DPJ for him right now.
For who?
Look at his face.
At 12.
No.
What?
No.
What? What happened to your DPJ love? It all went away?
Yes.
Cedric Tillman gets drafted there. You say, bye-bye, DPJ.
Clear replacement. I think he'll go somewhere next year or
Okay.
get traded somewhere where he'll be fine. But
Yeah.
I wanted
talk
him
about
tied
that.
to Watson.
I'd probably give you Penny for this pick.
I want nothing to do with Penny now that Swift's there.
Swift
Didn't I
is
trade
not
you,
of
Penny?
concern.
He's
Yeah,
concerned for the
maybe.
first 4 weeks.
Penny honestly has never caught passes, and that's what Swift will fill.
I actually really do love Swift in that offense, low key.
I've heard a lot of hate about it
It's a good-
because
I
it just
think it's a
doesn't
good spot
typically
for
work
him.
with a scrambling quarterback.
I
I'm-
don't
The
know
last
about
time
that.
it worked was Cam and CMC.
Yeah, I'm torn on it because I definitely like the fact that obviously he got out of Detroit in that situation, so it's definitely a boost on that. But I don't necessarily love the landing spot just because like he's such a good pass catcher. I think the hope is that they scheme him into pass catching situations.
Mhm.
Now, if they do that, then he'll be fine. But like I don't see him getting as much of the check down stuff because I don't see it. I mean, I think it was Coop Fiasco that put out something about the 3 lowest total targets and target shares for running backs, and it was the exact teams you'd expect: the Ravens, the Eagles, and gosh,
Chicago probably.
Chicago.
yeah,
Man, I got
Chicago. Yeah,
I saw the
Yeah.
same one you're talking about.
That's
Yeah.
Some
interesting.
steam on this
That's a
pick.
good stat.
Robbie
Yeah.
Allen Lazard.
Well, you don't even entertain this team, so why are you talking about it?
I know. Lazard. Lazard.
Rob, I got Sam Darnold for this pick right now.
See, I'm offering you gold. Lazard.
AD.
Wide receiver 2. Man, he's locked in.
Yeah, look at
Locked in, baby.
He doesn't like trading with me.
Just
but he
force-
clearly wants to trade the pick, but he doesn't want to entertain anyone here's thoughts. Otherwise,
Yeah,
he would have just
nah,
taken his
just
player.
force his pick, Mario.
Yeah. Just take Hooker and get it over with, bro.
Yeah, I got to take Hooker.
I like it.
I got to take Hooker. I need
All
a
right,
third
Now
QB.
to make an offer to everyone within the next 5 picks. Let's see if I can get this.
Get it done. I wish I owned a pick because I know you'd pay too much for it. Actually, I'm gonna go try to trade for one of these just to trade it to you.
What is it that you would want back from me?
2 2s.
No, not again. This is the 3rd round. You could possibly get 2 3s. All right. So I don't think I'm going to get a trade offer to Jay Marco in time, but I'll try. He's probably not happy with me because I just ignored his. I'm going to do that one. Send.
Dude, everyone's pissed I took Hooker.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like Cody and I just had a conversation that I don't feel any sort of investment. He might just be a career backup.
Who's that?
Hooker.
I don't think so. I think
Goff-
I think he'll be fine. They're gonna
Goff
want to get out of that contract. with Goff.
29-7. Yeah, that's why they're gonna talk an extension. 29-7 for 4,500 yards.
It's hard to replace what Goff did last year. It's
really
all going
is.
to depend what he does this year. Honestly, that's
It's
what
also
gets
like
me
the
down.
culture that they're building.
Yeah. Goff seems all in, which is wild because he just does not strike you as a Detroit guy. He
I
strikes
have,
you as a SoCal guy.
there was
Yeah.
he was were they the Hard Knocks?
Yes.
And it was great to see him in Hard Knocks, honestly. Him
Yeah.
and Jamal, obviously. I was surprised about Jamal because I did feel like he was also a part of this culture.
Agreed.
Yeah,
And
so
then they just
I was
replaced him
shocked.
with David Montgomery. Like, I feel like it's the same player.
Yeah.
All right, we got 2 offers out there. Let's see if one of them gets accepted.
So what are you offering up?
I don't want Robbie to text his buddies and be like, don't accept this shit.
Look at don't do that. I'm trying to beat you.
He already did. He's like, hey,
I know,
Mario's about to try and trade you guys. Don't do it.
These are
To me,
Robbie's guys.
To me, there's 3 nice players here. To me, with Downs, Laporta, and Hyde. To me, that's a little tier compared to below. Personally,
I really want somebody here, obviously.
yeah, it's Josh Downs. Oh no, it might be Laporta.
Hold on. Not to
Mario
mention,
wants all
Mario texted our buddy. He said, refuse to trade DJ Moore to Rob, is what he told him. So I've been throwing offers out to this kid for DJ Moore for weeks. And finally today, he's like, Mario said, don't trade him to you.
Is that Aaron?
Yeah.
This comes back. I forgot I said that. This comes back to when I said, Rob, Najee ain't nothing. I will trade him for DJ Moore right now all day. And he's like, do it then. And then House sent the offer. And it
Sent the offer
happened.
immediately.
and honestly, I still feel okay about that trade. But then having DJ Moore and Robbie not even like really pushing to get him afterwards, after he hypes them all up, I was like, oh, I'll hold on to him forever. But then I ended up trading him. So now I just needed it to get carried over. Damn. I didn't think that would come out of the woodworks. I'm really disappointed in Aaron.
Oh, yeah. He told me.
I can't say that's like the only time that I do something like that, though.
Thank you.
Yes. Cody, this goes back to the vengeance thing. You know, the revenge.
Yeah, right.
Just do it in fantasy football. All right, Hager. Wait, you're texting Hager right now? Don't trade Mario.
That DJ
How about-
Martinez trade was the easiest trade for me to ever complete.
Of course
in my life.
it was.
Because I heard
fine
you
about
two
it.
arguing, and I was like, sure, why not? I could use a running back.
Jesus.
Am I
No, what
gonna
was it?
need-
Tell me what the running back was again.
Trade here.
It was Najee for DJ Moore.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, let's see. Your brother has. I know he loves the brownies. Let's try this one.
Dude,
Mario's
Hager
just-
picked so quick, he didn't even consider your offer. I think you need to step your offer up, Mario.
Well, so far so good, Cody. I don't want to keep going with it though if it's not going to work for me. Oh, it's going to be tough to make it past this one.
Mario's in a full panic,
He is.
sweating.
I think I'm with Cody. I think there's like 2 more players left in this tier.
Hmm
Will Mario get one of them?
I don't think I
No.
will. I don't think it gets past 34 here. Oh, damn. The last message is a trade has been completed. I thought it was for me. Damn. It's not. It's your guys' Derek Carr one. Shit.
It's gonna be interesting to compare this one though with the one that we did before the draft.
Yeah, I think running backs went quicker here, and it left some nice receivers here in the early third.
Yeah, I think we saw like running backs like obviously like Miller, Chain, Roshan, like landing
Yep.
spots that people that we like and pushed them up.
Right.
And I think honestly, rightfully so, but like you said, it just helps with the receiver.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys know that Mario has a pick right after the end of this tier we talked about?
The only hope I have is if somebody reaches on another guy. Like, I know Chase, he has the same tendencies as Robbie. So if he's considering somebody here, it's Cedric Tillman.
That would be, to me, a massive win for you.
I think so
I think
too. And
that's the next decent receiver.
the boys in that teriyaki family love them, the Browns.
Who do
They love them.
hold on. In the situation, do you like Tillman or Hyatt better?
Me personally, probably Tillman.
Right? Just the
That's Hyatt,
Just because
situation.
Giants is a little bit messy.
It's Hyatt for me too.
Really? I just don't
Yeah, I mean, I
trust-
think,
They played on
wide
same
receiver
team.
1 is available in New York.
Yeah, but I get Jones was better last year, but throwing the ball, he's still not good.
Yeah, he's not. It's not.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean? I'd rather have the Browns' second receiver than the Giants' number 1 with the quarterback
I don't
situation.
think I'm there. Because I don't think a Browns number 2 receiver has shown to be productive.
I think the Giants
No,
have a
yeah,
lot of
but
bodies.
You could
that
say
it's
Watson
gonna be
hasn't
the
I
been
one
there,
actually
this
think
year.
the better case is that you think Amari Cooper's semi-short lived. I actually think that's kind of the better case.
I
don't
was
really
I
like
was talking to you
Browns
about
wide
that the other day. I think Cooper's gone after the season, and I think DPJ is too.
I
So when
think
you
that's
look at-
the better case for Tillman.
Yeah.
Giants have what? Paris Campbell,
Wandell.
Wandale, Sterling.
Yep.
They have
Slayton.
Darren Waller. I mean, it is a lot of like average guys, but it's a lot of heads that they ain't gonna cut. Not those guys, at least. Slayton, they might.
Shepard, they might. I guess I don't know what his contract looks like as far as a cut.
I think they just offered him the first a year extension this year.
that makes
or a
sense.
year
I can
contract.
totally see why they did that.
That somebody compared Josh Downs to Sterling Shepard if he didn't get injured. I was like, oh man. What's
What I
happening
like
here?
about-
Just tell him
What I like about
take the
Hyatt is
trade.
he's different than those other guys. You know, and I guess not necessarily Sterling, but the Giants are chock full of little receivers. And not that Hyatt's
I
huge.
knew it. It had to be. I got
Gotta
one more
survive
shot at
one
this,
more.
boys. One more. I actually am sweating now. I texted him. He never responded or messaged in the.
So he already. What's he got for tight ends? I'm sure you guys have looked. I'm not looking at it.
It's not great.
Okay. But he could go Musgrave.
He could. It happened in ours, but I also
did?
think that was because Laporta was ranked 2055 or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and it just got
Mhm.
buried. I mean,
Yeah.
you say that Lep did that intentionally. I just feel like Laporta wasn't a thought in that draft.
Yeah. Musgrave's the bigger risk of the two to me.
I made it, boys.
Yee,
I
Mario.
made it. Easy.
I
pick
like
for
it.
me.
That's a great
I'll-
grab there, man. At 3-5.
I'll double
I
down
love it.
on it.
Yeah. I was trying like hell to get ahead of you.
I want to pick, guys.
I was trying like hell.
Oh man, that's it. I don't know. I don't got any thirds.
Guys, I almost get to make a pick.
I had
I
one
want
pick.
I want
dude.
this pick right here, man.
I was just gonna be like, "What? What you offering, Cody?"
Yeah,
You want this one right here?
You have this?
No, I just got offered it though.
For what?
What?
I declined it.
For what?
I got this as part of a deal for Kyler Murray.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Well,
that's quite a trade.
I mean, there were other pieces, but
If you send out any picks, make sure you withdraw them or any trades. Because if the person accepts now, I would be stuck with whoever they picked. It's a weird thing about sleeper. Like if
Really?
you offer, yeah, like I had DPJ out there. Wow, Washington over Musgrave, huh? Ooh,
Whoa.
heavens.
dude.
okay, who's up now? Because I can't even get people texted quick enough.
America had 2 in a row here, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty shocked.
The Washington one confuses me when anybody takes him. Anything out
I
of
mean-
Pittsburgh and his mouth have said, I'm going to be the 6th offensive lineman.
I think people were enamored by the athleticism.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I'm so frantically sending this message that I'm offering things that I don't even know if I own it. I'm not looking at my team right now.
What did you
Attaboy.
offer?
He's just
4-7 and a
scratching.
third next year, and I don't know if I have a third next year.
It is wild to me because
You
I
do,
know
Cody.
Okay.
Go ahead, Norton. Sorry.
it's wild to me though because when we were talking about Hyatt, like I don't know, like I've seen people like when I was looking at someone's ranking him as high as 13th overall among rookies. Like it's
Yeah,
just
It is all over the place.
yeah. Like I am more with Cody on it where like it's such an ambiguous, like we saw this last year.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Robbie's back
He's got
in.
the
He moves
celebration
up.
going. It's such like
Yeah,
we saw it
he changed.
last year. We saw it last year with
I'll take it.
Oh, what's he doing here?
Whose pick did you get here?
Oh fuck.
Oh, you did that for Zach Evans?
No.
Uh-oh. I just warned you about this, dude.
Yes. Make it stick.
Oh, he's panicking. He's probably sweating right now.
No, we're good. We'll just swap them.
No,
What-
you
is
won't.
he good? Did
I'm
he
just
know that what was happening there? Or did he think you were offering for Zach Evans? Because you could just take whoever, or you could have him take whoever you want here and then just trade him after.
But see,
What?
to me,
Laporta?
Rob,
I
let me
drafted
real,
Laporta.
Laporta's gone.
real
Or
quick.
Musgrave. I'm sorry.
Okay, then I need to
He's
move on
full-
to Aaron.
He's full
I'm in full
panicking.
Rob's in trouble here. Somebody get him a drink.
Well, I'm dealing with the one person I don't have their phone number.
Was this talked about? Like, was it like? I'm not judging. If you guys solve it, you solve it. But like, does he know that you weren't trading for Zach Evans, or did he think you were
Yeah.
offering for?
No,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Nobody messages me back.
I know. I send a
I'm
message
trying to get
too.
all the picks.
It's because people
He's
are
not
tired of
on.
you, Cody.
Either. Should I just take the pick and then trade it?
Yeah, if as long as that's
You can't take
as
a
long
pick.
as
Yeah.
Oh, you
yes,
could
they
force
can.
it. You could force it, but I mean,
Yeah.
that's fine if he knows you were trading for the pick and not Evans.
yeah.
No, he does. He does.
Okay, that's fine then. You two can duke it out if not.
Cody's trying to swoop in here and make another trade for this pick right away.
I am, but I can't even get.
Oh, he
messages.
picked it, Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're good.
They just traded up again.
oh,
Instant. Wait.
I'm telling you,
Oh, I thought that was you, Norton. I thought that was.
I would have
for
been
sure
instant if it would have.
Darn.
Yeah, he fell far. But I
It's-
wanted a tight end.
It's
I was
wild.
sitting here staring at it, knowing it
I'm
wasn't
gonna
getting
go
past
offer
Norton
him-
right before me.
The same
Yeah.
thing for
Hyatt.
I can't.
Yep.
Because I had him. I mean, again, I have in a big, huge tier, but I had him at 18th. So it's like, but I'm also like, I feel like we see it a lot with teams. Like the Jags were a perfect example last year, where like it was like an ambiguous wide receiver room, pass catching room, and no one really like knew what to expect. So everyone kind of like shied away. Like Christian Kirk was a great value. Evan Ingram, insane value. Like, and no one knew what to really expect on the target tree. I mean, one or two of them of these Giants guys probably are going to be all right or good for stretches. I mean, we saw it with Hodgins last year, and like, so
Hodgins got screwed, man.
yeah.
It's that lack of
Damn, dude, this really
should process this right now, Rob.
Yeah, I did.
dropped off.
All right, we are
updated.
Gooch-a-looch. Man alive.
Darn it! I wanted in there.
That
Man,
is weird that Sleeper does that.
It does, which is stupid. Because by the point, I think it's just something that their system can't handle. Is like you see 37, it doesn't have a pick assigned with it until this draft is over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could really screw somebody though. Like say they send you an offer and then you're like, I'm gonna pick a shithead person here. You go all the way to the bottom, pick them, and then hit accept, dude. It's such like people can really screw somebody over and be like,
You
hey,
can.
you left it out there.
I'm actually purposely leaving 3 Paris Campbell offers out there right now, and I'll take whoever they pick.
So what you're saying is send you a fourth in 2024 for Paris Campbell?
That's fine.
He might have called me on my bluff, but I'm not sure yet.
That's
I think I'll do that. We got a ton of picks next year. I'm going to need to clear up some guys, and you know what? I'll take the flyer.
God, this is brutal.
Looking for your team. Hold on.
I know. I'm looking at who's available here, Norton, too, for the next one. I'm like,
It's gross out here.
There you go, Cody.
All right.
All right.
it's the
You
least
really wanted
exciting,
off them.
the least exciting fantasy football.
I
trade
got
ever.
him as an add-on for a trade yesterday or 2 days ago, and I just went out of it.
You didn't even want him to begin with.
No,
You're like,
It
I
was
needed
Mooney.
that extra bit of value.
It was Mooney.
Oh, that's great. Norton, do we have a picture from our mock draft? Maybe I could find it here.
You're talking about the one from
Yeah, before. Here we go. Let's see some changed things here while we wait for. Oh, Norton, it's your pick, so you can't even necessarily look yet, but I'm going to pull it up while you pick.
Okay.
We got Booty, Vaughn, Schoenmaker, Evan Hall, Michael Wilson.
Look at Downs. Look at Downs before he slid to the third. 111, Cody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kendre Miller was 210. Charbonnet was a lot higher. Will Levis was a lot higher.
Look at
Yeah, those
Reed,
guys.
312 to 211.
Who?
Reed
Reed. That is a huge jump.
and Mingo.
Mingo's a
Yeah,
huge
look where
jump.
Mingo went. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
Rice is a huge jump.
Tillman. No, Tillman's about right. It's the same pick, actually.
Kane and Johnson, those are probably right. Zach Evans is a lot higher than what he goes for usually. This one he went a little bit higher though. Bigsby's about right. Yeah, we'll have to look at this a little bit further, but it's pretty interesting.
It is.
No Laporta.
No Laporte at all. You're right. Also interesting to see, Kincaid go after Mayer, and then you feel like Mayer kind of got the better landing spot of the two, but Kincaid's consistently going higher now.
No Musgrave.
Yeah, no Musgrave. You're right.
But
Tight
I'm
end
cool
heat.
with 3-8 going to Green Bay. I'll take that.
Well, I mean, it's getting pretty slim here. I think I'm gonna go. I don't love it, but I'm gonna go with draft capital here a little bit and take Tank Dell.
I don't hate
Ah,
It's a good pick.
Yep.
Did you
That
see
was
what he said
It
today?
was a late pick I did in a draft.
I didn't
like
see
it.
what he said today.
He said him and CJ Stroud were throwing at the combine together, and they had like
Okay.
great rapport and they liked each other a lot. And they were texting on draft day, and CJ Stroud, I guess, called Casario and said, "Go get Tank Dell."
Hopefully, I mean,
Wow.
he's putting out some nasty route
His
running
tape's
highlights.
nice. Yeah, his tape's nice.
Yeah, he's just so small, dude.
So small.
Omar, are you trying to slip back in here?
you have a pick?
No. I feel like I could see you trying to slip back in right here.
If House is willing, but I think he wants to make a pick.
Man, I just really,
you know who I want. Yeah, I know it.
I just really
I
wish Booty didn't fall off so much, dude.
I'm all about to me he's a value right now, and you take the risk upside.
He was the other one I was debating. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
man, like Tank had 3rd round draft capital and Booty was what, 5th, 6th? Like
6. And this was a
Yeah.
guy that was being talked about literally this time last year.
as the
Is
top.
it him or JSN? Was
Yeah.
wide receiver 1.
And like I feel like those kind of drop off guys, like it's so rare that they work out. I feel like
It is, but I would think that the Patriots would be a spot that it could. This is not
Yeah.
Josh Gordon year 7 going to the Patriots. This is not some of these other projects that they have taken on that are mid-career. This is I'm getting a 21-year-old, and I'm going to try my best to make sure it's an organization with structure.
yeah,
Worked with N'Keal Harry, didn't it?
I was thinking the same thing.
That was a lot earlier. That was a lot
Aaron-
earlier, boys.
Aaron Dobson.
Yeah, so like I'm not saying necessarily a project in the sense of skill set because Booty has the skill set. I'm talking mental project because I think that's
Right.
what it comes down to.
He's
Yeah.
got the junk.
He's got something going on, man.
That's where I'm at. Like he's staring me right in the face, and I'm thinking that's the right pick, but then I'm just like that drop.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't want it, I will pick it for you.
Is it a plump route tree? Very rounded out game. My booty jokes aren't hitting at all.
I think we're just all ignoring you.
Yeah, I
Pretty
think
much
that's
what it
right.
boils down
You've
to.
gone to ignore it
I'm gonna call it a night.
All right, we're doing it just because.
because he knows I'm going to be texting about him later, offering probably T. Higgins for him or something.
Mario's gonna hit me up for the next week asking for him and Alexander Madison in the same deal.
Wait, do you have Madison in this league too?
Yeah.
No.
No. Hey, I got 3 future firsts.
We got Mario right where I want him. Booty and
Dude,
Madison.
I've been asking for Madison from him all.
Who'd you go there,
offseason.
Rob? I missed it.
That was
After
not
I
my pick. That
traded
was
him.
Merrick's pick.
Oh.
It was Tyler
was it?
Scott.
He took Tyler Scott.
A lot of people thought Scott was going to end up as in Cincinnati. Chicago's a little bit. It really puts him at like wide receiver 5 to start training camp. What is he, a 5th or 6th rounder as well?
Yeah. I don't see Mooney being on that team next year, to be honest, but still, he's behind. He's back in the depth. Because you got what? You got Claypool there. You got Felix.
Moore, Mooney.
Yeah.
There's
Komet.
another one.
You got to account somewhat for Komet and
Tanyan.
Tanyan. Yeah.
I thought they have another wide receiver though, but maybe I'm wrong. I saw this post talking about the wide receivers out of LSU, OSU, and I think Clemson. I think Clemson was the 3rd. And somebody was like, they post a picture and they were serious. They were like, oh crap, now I'm struggling. I think it was Tennessee. We got 3 in the top 100 or something like that. And it was Velus Jones, Hyatt, and Cedric Tillman. Like they're already victory lapping over guys that have been picked early and haven't done anything. When LSU's like, yeah, we got Jettas. And then you got OSU that's been like, here's T-Mac and all these guys.
Garrett,
Yeah. And this guy's like, yeah, but we had 3 in the top 75 in the last 3 years or something like that. And I was like, oh, wow. I think it was Tennessee, right? That's where Velus Jones went.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man, if they want a victory lap on, they gotta get in on that boy CPAT. That's the dude.
That's the
Yeah.
one.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was just so long ago. That was 25 years ago when they drafted CPAT. When they drafted CPAT at that time, he was a quarterback. Just kidding.
Dude, I loved him. Me and my buddy loved him so much coming out of college. And I was like, dude, this dude's 6'2", 216,
I thought he was
4.4
going to be a
wheels.
monster.
Yeah, dude. Another dude that went like before that.
What would his career be if he would have like I mean we're gonna have to skip a couple years, but say he was drafted to San Francisco with Kyle Shanahan, what would his career be? Because I mean that's
Right.
Debo.
He's a unique skill set that has
Mhm.
shown flashes of when used right, he's a real player.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, I mean, it's possible that he could have been Debo before
Debo,
Debo,
yeah.
like
Yep.
when he was younger, if he was used correctly, and he would have gotten all the hype and love that Debo got. And instead, since he did it as a veteran, people didn't really take it as serious. And
Yep. Yeah, he's a north of 30-year-old running back, really.
yeah,
He had a pretty solid year last year too. I mean I
The
know
year
a lot of
before
people
was really
complain.
nice.
I
Yeah.
think Arthur Smith ain't a bad coach. I think he has it's kind of an old fashioned sort of a way of running an offense. But look, man, he knew what he had in quarterback at Mariota. He knew, or I hope is what his concerns with Ritter was. He wasn't necessarily ready. Like, this is how we have to run our offense if we want to win games. And they did. Would they win 7? I think they went 7-10. Like, for that roster and for
Getting
people,
and getting nothing out of Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
Right. And like
Nothing.
you could say egg, chicken, whatever one it was. But to go 7-10 with that roster last year when people were calling, I can specifically remember Brian saying this is my gamble on them being the last place team. And at the time it was like, I think second or third, but not last, but still like top 3 worst teams. And they went 7-10 and in the NFC and probably the worst division last year. But I don't know. I don't think he's a bad coach. He gets a lot of hate on Twitter though. And specifically the Kyle Pitts owners. Like Robbie probably hates him.
Oh yeah.
I hate him too.
Oh, Arthur, Kyle Pitt owner. Are you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Kyle Pitts, dude. And I hate.
I just don't think it was like
Arthur Smith.
Mariota was so bad. That's Oh, Robbie, he's been paying attention to your content, dude.
I was hoping he was gonna fall to me.
Do you like that landing spot for him?
I do.
Do you?
I do. I think he's got a path to getting up there in the depth chart.
Well, I think
Maybe.
Michael Thomas just renegotiated his contract. I just don't.
Yeah, but he's a tweaked ankle away from not playing next year. And he's big, dude. He's like 6'4", 230, 220. It's a big boy.
That's a coach that I'm not too sure about. New Orleans head coach.
I agree.
You think like I am just so I can't think of the right word right now I just every time I see somebody go to New Orleans, I instantly already think like, oh, Sean Payton got him. Yes, let's go. That's great. And then you got to kind of backtrack and go, oh shit, it's not Payton anymore. But you know who Sean Payton is coaching is the Denver Broncos. You know what receiver just went to the Denver Broncos? Marvin Mims. Will be accepting 24 firsts for him whenever you guys are ready.
A consummate salesman.
He is. He is.
Cody doubling down on Reed is great.
I hope. We'll see.
Be strange.
That really is a little stretch of receivers that I've got a soft spot for. Whoa.
Oh, he went on auto.
I'm on the clock? Question mark.
I had to go with Sean Tucker, double down on him. You know?
Yep.
Yeah,
Is that going to be our conversations this year, Norton and Cody? Is this going to be
Tucker?
Rashad White versus Tucker, and I'm going to be, of course, on the Tucker train?
Let me ask you, where is he drafted? Like, what pick was he?
Undrafted.
Okay. You know what the data says.
I get it. Undrafted because there might be a heart issue. So I think the thing is,
yeah, that's right.
yeah. So like if he gets cut, it's probably over. If he doesn't get cut, my assumption is heart's not that big of a concern. He really has his way to make out a career. I don't know. There wasn't too much. The heart issue was kind of a rumor. It was, I think his name is Bob McGinn posted it. He was also the one that I think initially posted about Stroud's S2 scores. lot of information leaked from that guy. So I assume there's truth to it, though, if Tucker went undrafted, because really I think a lot of people had him a potential 3rd or 4th round back.
I was looking at his draft. It looks like 4th round minus the heart issue is kind of the spot.
Yeah. McBride was probably the better pick there if I would have went McBride instead.
I was looking at McBride too.
Man, 4th round gets ugly though. And that's coming from our
so
14
bad.
team.
I like that McBride pick, especially for Alex. He just traded for Dalvin, obviously, earlier tonight. I like that McBride pick.
House, you ready
So
to
do
be somebody else going to be hunting for Madison?
What's the price for
Yep.
Madison these days?
He's expensive.
I think he's expensive too. Because it wasn't a strong offer, but I got an instant reject on an offer the other day for him.
So that's where I'm at, right? So uncertainty around Dalvin. I mean, Dalvin gets moved, he immediately becomes a starter, right? So
Yep.
it's tough to put a value on it at this point until you know how everything's going to shake out.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely makes sense. I think that's why anybody wants to buy him too, is the hope that Dalvin is gone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like McBride has huge capital either. He was 5th or 6th round RB. So it's still kind of a Madison's game. I don't know when Madison was drafted.
Agreed.
But he's been in the league for quite some time and he's only 24.
They re-signed him. I mean, they've showed a commitment to him.
Yeah.
It was only like 2 year 6, 2 year 7, 2 year 8, something like that. But
It wasn't a ton, but they still said, "Hey, you're our guy if we move on."
He was a round 3 pick.
He's 3.
I was gonna say 3 stuck out in my mind. I was just trying to look it up.
It was late though because it was pick 39, so it must have been a comp pick.
What are you thinking here, Norton?
Oh, I'm thinking how bad it is, but
Are you willing to do Stetson Bennett?
I mean, I looked at it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
Do that? No.
yeah, I think I'm leaning towards a running back here, mostly just essentially like anything here in these situations is like you're not expecting anything like out of them, like and pretty much like who I am going to go with is Evan Hall, and basically just like essentially feel like he's an injury away from having some relevance.
He was the he was a big sleeper for pre-draft people. The draft selection, I don't think anybody expected him to get drafted high. I think it's just the draft behind JT has killed a lot of his value in these drafts. That was go ahead, House.
I was gonna say that's 100% where I was gonna go if you didn't, just for that same reason, right? Because we saw Taylor get hurt before. Obviously, that's 1 year. We don't know if it's going to be something that happens over and over again. You can't put that label on him yet, but I mean, for a couple of weeks there, a couple guys did have some fantasy relevancy.
Right. That's pretty much like at this point, he's one of the only guys there. It seems like it could jump big time in relevancy with one injury.
Mm-hmm. And now I get to look at the grossness of this board.
You're really hating it, aren't you, House?
I am staring at my iPad over here off the screen, just like looking at people going, why? So because of that, I'm just going to do it, boys.
I think it's right. I actually think it's
I was gonna
actually
take
think
him.
it's an okay choice.
I was going to take
what?
him.
What?
I don't
understand.
love it, but
At this point, we're taking 6th round running backs. I mean,
we'll just throw them on the taxi and see what happens.
So 6th round
Yeah.
QB instead?
4th, I think, right?
Oh, yeah, he
Fourth.
did go earlier. I was actually surprised by that.
Kid's a winner.
That's what they said about a lot of guys that the Browns have drafted.
Well, they went to the Browns. That's the problem.
All right.
They're literally that should be the Browns slogan. The kid's a winner. Like how many quarterbacks have we heard about? Johnny Manziel, Brady Quinn, Whedon, Baker.
Here's the other thing, right?
They all had the it factor.
Bennett was definitely like a brownie if we didn't have Deshaun Watson.
He was.
I also
So here's
figure
my
that,
thought.
that I can parlay this to Alex whenever Stafford shits the bed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you'll get a 4th round then too.
Yeah. And
What do you
and
think,
I'll come out
Robbie?
even.
Mr. Relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my thought is either Rodriguez, because I don't think there's really a solid running back there. There's 2 okay ones,
Mm-hmm.
but he's got 6th round capital.
You got to make this player's nickname Mr. Irrelevant.
Or I go Kraft, double up on the Green Bay tight ends, how they did.
Lock them both
And
in.
see
He
who-
was
see who
3rd round
plays out.
capital.
That actually feels like the right decision to me.
So do I. So I'll see who kind of
I don't mind
emerges
that.
as that pass catching tight end,
Mm-hmm.
and then drop the other one.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
I should have really just
Alright.
reached and gone for Tanner Morgan since the Steelers signed him as a UDFA.
Sure. What position?
3rd string QB, camp
Sure.
on.
No faith in Pickett. I knew it.
You know better than that, Robbie.
I don't know if I'm still over the limit or not. Can't really tell.
All right,
Until you load
boys.
the taxi up.
The draft
I do
is
want-
over.
I just want one player before like it gets too crazy.
Yeah, so everyone's on board, huh? Everyone's doing it.
What are we doing?
Adding.
Oh.
He's not. Cody's not. He's like, nah, I'm good. Boom, there it is. Chris Rodriguez.
Cody's trying to trade for more picks for next year already.
Yeah, you guys got any fours next year?
All right,
It kind of blows my mind. Well, I shouldn't say blows my mind, but like Sleeper does weird stuff the way it reorders your roster when after the draft. I've had it happen both times now, but it took Rashad Bateman, put him in my 2nd QB slot randomly.
Wait, what? Where?
Yeah, it did that in my other draft too. It like reordered my start, like subbed out a starter for a bench player randomly.
That is random and weird.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to tell you something. I don't know what it
You
is.
think it's
But
trying
it's
to tell me
you
Bateman should start?
something. I think so.
Man, Mario
Okay.
tried to bail me out of Bateman in every league for the last 2 years, and I wish I would have let him do it.
I offered him 2 first one time.
Was it 2 1s? I thought it was a 1 and a 2. Was it 2 1s? That hurts.
Mario's been known to get a little crazy with his offers.
Yeah, I like players.
He dives in
Go for
when
him.
he likes somebody. He'll dive head first.
No,
Yeah,
here's Mario.
Cody really saved me here.
Mario likes players when it's not draft season, and then he likes draft picks when it is draft season.
I told Norton that on here. I enjoy drafting. Like I did end up trading all my first in the other league, but it was this draft, and I don't know if this is a different feeling. I've been trying to figure this out, and I had this conversation with Cody. Is this draft illusion? And I'm just super excited for these 2nd and 3rd round guys. Is this class a little bit deeper? It feels like it's a little bit deeper. Needs to get
Draft
knows.
illusion, and I fall for it too. It gets the best of us.
I know, because you were hopping in this one quite a bit.
Yeah, I've collected 4 first rounders.
Mario,
Those pull more weight than my picks. Go ahead, Hal.
Yeah.
were you the kid that just simulated your seasons on Madden just so you could draft? Like you
Man.
simulated
that
all the
kid.
games and just drafted.
There was a lot of times that Brian and I would start a league. We'd play 1 or 2. We'd get to we wouldn't even. I don't even know if we would simulate. I think we would just go back to a fantasy draft and do it all over again.
All right, that's fair. I was gonna bust out a. Were you a kid that like skipped them all in NCAA football and just went to recruiting? But you guys might not be old enough to remember that.
Man, what year was the last year NCAA?
I think
2014.
05.
That was 14.
Oh, they did a 14. How would we not remember that? That was 10 years ago. Not even.
Well, I
You were a
mean,
twinkle in the eye back then, Mario.
I was playing that. I was running the option with Cordell Stewart pitching the ball to Rashawn Salam back in the day. So,
It's a little before me.
so that's what I think of on the old Sega Genesis, buddy.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
So
I used to love it though when it was like the 04, 05, like, or even like 01, 02, like time when you used to be able to like save the draft classes and then import them into Madden. Yeah, before they had the downloadable draft classes.
Yep.
Dude, I was always so hyped for that every time, dude. I loved it. I loved playing with them in NCAA and then getting my guys back in Madden.
Yep. I like it.
It was the best feeling. But no, yeah, in terms of like this draft, personally, like I have a top 6. I'm definitely like I want to have one of those top 6. If not, I want to trade down, but at the same time, I'm fine with like 7 through 9. And then after that, I kind of want to just trade down. But I do that every year though. I'm that kind of way with every year. Like after a certain time, I'm basically just super aggressively trying to trade out.
So I wanted to say this before we close out here. I think that 7 to 9, and hold me accountable when I say this. I think there's a possible argument that it changes 7 to 11, which is the 2 guys that got drafted there. Miller would need
Miller and Kincaid.
We would need Miller and Kincaid. We would need some sort of Alvin Kamara suspension, and even then, Jamal Williams is still there. But I think the argument could be made that those 2 guys could eventually enter that tier, if not are immediately tier 3 and always tier 3 kind of thing.
Yeah, it's fair. I have them as top 2 of the next tier, so
Yeah, I think it's reasonable. I think you're okay with getting them in those spots. I don't know that you're
like a big
I don't know that
win.
you're like over the moon.
Yeah.
Like
maybe taking 110 or 111, one of those picks, and trading them to a tight end needy team could be a steal for you.
For me, I know this is a little different combo, but I'm loving the late second. There's just so much stuff there.
There's a lot of good players there. I agree,
I
Cody.
feel like the third has some gems in it as what we can see right now, and then like by midseason be like, yeah, that third sucked.
Yeah, right.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. That's like what happens, dude. I always go look back at like old drafts, and I'm like, what in the hell?
What was I thinking?
I was so hyped for this guy, and they're all trash. And this is like, that's why I've like gotten to the point where I'm basically like trying to package up. I literally every year try to do this. I just try to package up all my picks after a certain point to just move up into that point. I don't even care if I give all of them, like the rest of the draft, for one pick. I literally don't care. Like,
yeah, you go very analytical with that too, because it's the hit rate that you're going off of.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like the hit rate dropped so much. So I'm just like, dude, I'll give you literally every single pick in my draft after this point, just to move into that one of those spots.
Probably a tier. Like you'd probably do that with 1 through 6. Say you were 11th pick and you had 4, you would have 1, 11, 2, 11, 3, 11, 4, 11. You'd give for 1, 6.
Yes, I would.
Robbie, well, I guess you kind of dropped him and picked him back up. I was going to say a little bit of Ritter shade there, rostering Heineke.
I picked him back up, Heineke.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I do.
Who knows? A little depth in the QB room.
Have you guys seen the Michael Salfino on Twitter? He hates Ritter. Mario, you gotta look up some of his threads about Ritter, and like he was arguing with, I don't know if he was arguing with some other analysts, and he's like the fact that they took Bijan and then they're rolling into the season with an unproven 3rd round QB in Ritter is just one of the biggest jokes that a franchise has ever pulled in like the history. Like, he was going so hard about it, and someone else asked him, was like, how do you know that he's bad? And he's like, because the NFL told us he was bad by drafting him in the 3rd round.
That's exactly the argument. That's it, right? That's the And that goes back to what we were just talking about here is like Ritter is bad because the NFL said he was bad by taking him in third. If like we live by that standards, I get it. The hit rate again, super low for any quarterback really taken outside of the first, and it gets drastically lower outside the first two. Mm-hmm. But there would be no Russell Wilson. There would be no Dak Prescott. Like those are starters that have been starters for your dynasty team for years. Do I think Desmond Ritter has a little Dak Prescott in his game? I said it last year, and I still feel that way.
We'll see.
It's the odds are against him, and that's what everybody that is making the argument against him is they're playing the odds here, and they're 90% possibility of being right. That's pretty much what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely fair.
The NFL told us Tom Brady was bad too.
Tom Brady, I didn't even mention, right?
You just drafted.
They told us Brock Purdy was bad.
He might be though.
Yeah. Very well might be.
Yep. They told us Trey Lance was great.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'd like to sell one Trey Lance if anyone's interested.
I got such a soft spot from Lance still. God.
So do I.
Would you rather?
Outro.
Would you rather Trey Lance or Desmond Ritter?
Give me Desmond. I want the starter. Hurry. Got to answer quick.
I'll take Trey.
I'll take Ritter.
Cody, let's go.
I'm trading out of that pick. Cody, what are you giving me?
14 future force.
Norton's for sure, Lance.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, if you're not already following us on Twitter at DadBodFS, check us out on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, DadBod Fantasy Squad. We'll be posting all of the audio to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Robbie?
All the major streaming platforms.
Check out Norton at Norton0723. For myself, for Mudcat, for Robbie, for House, for Norton. Peace.
See ya.